Good morning. Welcome back to the homestead. I'm out here this morning trying to get the north roof worked on a little bit, and as you can see, I've got the fascia trim put up on this side of the dormer, and I've got two pieces of tin that are going to be full sheets already up and attached onto the dormer, and the metal put into the valley. So now the part that I'm going to work on is trying to cut the two pieces of metal that fill in this void here between the valley and these full sheets. And I want to make sure that both of those have the exact same angle on it, so I get a nice straight line going up the valley there. So let me take you down and show you how I'm going to cut those two. Alright, well, I lost the footage of me actually cutting this tin, but the way I did it was I measured the size of the tin that I needed to fill in the valley, and it was wider than a whole sheet of tin. So I laid out a full sheet of tin here, and I measured from the bottom up how high it needed to come, and I marked that across there. And then I took a piece of scrap tin like that one laying up against the wall there, and I brought it over and I laid it next to the full sheet of tin, starting at the top edge, or what would be the top edge once it was cut. And then down below this line in the scrap portion, I attached two screws together, two screws in the valley to attach the two pieces of metal together. And then I transferred the measurements from the valley onto that piece of OSB there and cut it for a guide. And I lined it up on this tin, and then I used that as a guide for my skill saw with a metal cutting blade on it, and just cut those two pieces out. And you can see over here the two pieces of scrap that came off of that. You can see what I'm talking about here. I just put two screws in there to hold the two pieces together so that they wouldn't shift while I was cutting them, and I'd be able to maintain a straight line all along the cut. So now the next thing we've got to do is take those up on the roof and see if they actually fit the valley. So let's see what they did. Alright, well, that's what the valley looks like now. I'm pretty happy with it. Nice straight line, follows the same line as the valley. You can see here there's the foam rubber up under it. And what that's going to do is any water that comes back up, that expands out up under these ridges here to keep water from getting behind that. If anything does get behind that, it gets into this channel and it still goes straight out the bottom of the valley. So I've got a few more screws to put in the field right there of the tin, but I'm going to do those after it cools off a little bit because the tin's getting pretty hot to touch now. So time to go find something else to do. Alright, it's getting to be middle of the day now, and it's pretty hot out there. The sun hitting this dark brown tin heats up pretty hot, and even when you're wearing gloves, it's pretty warm through the gloves. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and knock off for a little while right now. I've got to put a few hours of work in at my regular job, and then this afternoon, whenever it cools off, I'll see if I can't get back out here and start working on the tin that goes above the valley. But till then, y'all keep checking back.